Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to be here to welcome you watching my presentations about the Goodman Group investment. Today, I am going to share with you my understanding of GMG Group stocks and my personal investment philosophy. I hope my advice will be helpful for your potential and future investment ideas. I hope you can enjoy my speech, and please feel free to ask me questions at any time. Now, let's start it. To begin with, please allow me to have a quick introduction of myself. My name is Han Xiao from Griffith University and major in finance. I have always had a very positive interest and attitude towards investing in stocks and financial management. During my 3 years of undergraduate studies in commerce and finance, I used to pick a stock in an industry of interest and then do in-depth research on how the stock was bought, the selling price and the stock market sentiment in order to recommend it to potential investors around me. That is why I'm here today, to share my finding on GMG Group stock with all the investors here. In these presentations, the main investments I'm presenting to you is GMG Group, and I will present my analysis and recommendations on GMG shares to you. I hope that by sharing this report, I can use my experience to make some investment recommendations for everyone to achieve a win-win situation. Also, this report will focus on 3 areas. First, GMG Group business strategies. Why should we start with strategies? Firstly, if you have a good understanding of a company's purpose, that is, how it positions itself. Secondly, an analysis of the GMG Group's financials reimbursement will allow you to analyze the company's abilities to operate from a financial perspective. Thirdly, modeling and forecasting GMG shares to analyze whether they are worth buying. Now, let's take a closer look at the GMG Group. You may be familiar with GMG Group, and you may have been watching its stock. In detail, the GMG Group has been established for more than 30 years, and it is a global professional industrial real estate developer. It has always been a development goal to provide healthy, sustainable space for people all around the world. It plays the role of a real estate developer, builder, designer, properties, and others integrated solutions provider. The diversity, plurality, and internationalization of its identity have led to its current prominent positions in the real estate company industries. Our customers are involved in 4 major fields, including logistics industry, retail industry, e-commerce industries, and automobile industry. Okay, we've talked briefly about what the GMG Group does. Let's start to analyze the companies in all other aspects. Firstly, in terms of business strategies, GMG Group's businesses are all over the world. But in terms of the strategies of each country, it mainly focuses on these following 4 points. Point 1, to maintain a good long-term relationship with customers. According to Gomes, the variables, badness, and critics, customer relationship management is a set of technological solutions that are essential for effective business management and key to entrepreneurial success. This is important because it allows you to continue to develop new business through the cases studies of the companies you previously served. Point 2, to think from the perspective of the customers. It is especially important to communicate with customers and understand their needs. Point 3, to group together with customers Helping customers meet their needs and facing different challenges is a process of growing together. The latest point. To sustainable development, this is the aspect to which the GMG Group attaches the greatest importance. In a time of rapid development, environmental protections and sustainability have become the core of every industry most key concerns. Trichonas, Truett, and Rosnancy and Siniak 2018 shows that sustainability strategies of real estate companies reduce the potentials of macroeconomic crises purported by future compliance trends. Sustainable strategies, such as the design and constructions of houses that need to take the environment into account, have become the real estate industry crisis management critics. Thus, the modern real estate industries has great responsibilities for the environment of society. From these four aspects, we can see the GMG Group's positioning in advanced, valuables and keeping following the society development. Here we start from the financial statements of GMG Group. That is, we have an in-depth look at the company's business situation. The two figures on the left are the balance sheet and income statement of the company respectively. Both statements show the data in 2021. For example, we can know the debt, equities, and interest covers of the companies from the balance sheet. From these two indicators, we can see that the debit risk of the company is normal, and it has certain solvency. Let's look at the table on the right, which shows our conclusions based on the analysis of the company's financial statement. For example, from the figure 1, the average project size of GMG's 73 projects increased by 3% to $145 million. Its average yield is 6.7% on cost, 20 BP on PCP, and 6.7% on new start. The stock K chart also shows that the stock trends and index consistent. Finally, based on my research on the macroeconomic environment and my understanding of the real estate industry, I predicate the company's operating levels in the next 3 years thought reasonable assumptions. First, look at the valuation ratios in the lower left corners from the increasing trends of dividend yield. We can see that the company is very confident in its ability to make the profit. In addition, from the perspective of PE, the company will decline in the future. But this also shows that the whole industry tends to be rational. Look at the income statements of the company. For example, also the growth rate of NPAT decreases year by year. The range is not large, remaining at about 10% on average, which is sufficient to show that there is room for the future growth of the company. On the other hand, according to the Goodman 2021, the latest GMG performance report, the valuations of the entire group and the partnership increases by 5.8 billion, and the total internal assets increases by 17.7% to $54 billion. It is clear that this is a company worth investing in. Therefore, in general, GMG Group have been analyzed from different dimensions including business strategy, financial statement data, and forecast. The company has great potential in the future, with the continuous expansion and the completion of its WIP project. Its business contributions will also be continuously amplified. Therefore, I suggested that you should buy GMG shares rationally at a reasonable time. But it's also important to be aware of the risk, such as net income interest rate caps and significant changes in valuations. Overall, it is a valuable stock, and I believe you have absorbed some useful suggestions on the future investment. I hope you enjoy my report and thank you for your time. Here is my reference list. Thank you so much.